Hello everyone and welcome back to Cooking with Ken. Chef Mark here in fabulous African print. These masks you can buy on our website at bridge-kids.org. Now let's get moving on to some cookery. So today we have got some simple holiday treats in store for ourselves since it is December. I'm going to be making some snickerdoodles, something I always enjoy during the holiday seasons. We are going to also be discussing mise en place. Now this fancy French term simply means that everything is in its place. That means all of my ingredients have been measured prior to any kind of mixing or handling them in any other kind of way, so that when I get to actually making my cookies, ingredients can be added into the bowl in one quick sequence and mixed fast and efficiently. So I'm going to get started with 2 sticks of butter in 1 large bowl, and I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of sugar. So my butter I have already softened. It's been sitting out at room temperature for about an hour now, just to make sure it's at the appropriate mixing consistency, because it's something I'm going to be mixing either by hand or by spatula, and you don't want to have cold, super solid chunks of butter that are going to get stuck in the cookie and cause it to get gooey and undercooked in places once you have your finished cookie. Now setting that aside, in this glass bowl here, I'm going to crack 2 eggs. And with my eggs, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And in this third metal bowl, I'm going to get 2 3/4 cups of flour. Make sure you're getting nice, level, even measurements. Three-quarters. And with my flour, I'm going to get my leavener and salt. I've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda that I'm going to sift in. You may or may not choose to sift. I prefer to sift my baking soda just because it's something that clumps together very easily and is very easy to bite into and get a surprise chunk of baking soda. So I'd like to avoid that experience. Half a teaspoon of salt. Oh, come on. And 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Now this cream of tartar is an acid and is going to interact with our baking soda, allowing it to do its job and properly leaven. There we go. I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to roll my sleeves up and get busy creaming my butter and sugar together. You can do this by hand. You can use a wooden spoon or a spatula, whatever you prefer. I like being handsy and intimate with my food. And all I'm trying to do is homogenize my butter and sugar. I'm not trying to overmix this really. I don't want the butter to get too melted. That's all going to affect the consistency of the finished cookie. So I'm just going until these all get combined together. There we go. So this is exactly what my finished product should look like. Just homogenized butter and sugar. It's not super melty. It's still pretty thick and holding its shape well. That's all I need to do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get my hands washed. And when I come back, we're going to get our eggs added in and finish with our dry. Now into my creamed butter and sugar, getting my egg and vanilla mixture. Similar to the previous step, just getting these mixed together. No need to overmix. You could do this by spatula. You could do this with a hand mixer and an electric mixer. Just be very mindful that you are mixing on a low speed. There we go. Doesn't look pretty exactly, but everything's just mixed together. It's all going to look like a proper dough once our dry maize gets into this. Let's go ahead and add all of that. Once again, just trying to get this dough homogenized and not over mixing. Once I've got my flour added in and I'm playing with gluten, I can make a very tough and chewy and bready cookie by overworking the dough. So to better avoid that and keep the crumbly, chewy, sweet treat that I want, just mixing until all the powders have been incorporated into the dough. And at this stage, I'm going to go back in with hand. There we go. Just gonna go around my walls really well, make sure I get any flour sticking to that as best I can. So my Snickerdoodle cookie dough base is done. In truth, all I've got in the bowl right now is sugar cookie dough. I'm going to get these balled out and roll in a cinnamon sugar mixture, and that is going to finish our Snickerdoodle. Now on to rolling our Snickerdoodles. I've got my cinnamon sugar mixture right here. This is half a cup of sugar mixed with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and just a pinch of salt for a little extra flavor boost. It's super simple. Just scoop and coat. And that's it. Flatten it out a little bit. Onto the tray it goes. And you can make a ton of small cookies. You can double down on your scoop and make a larger cookie. Just whatever you want, however you prefer your cookies, however you entertain, make it your way. I'm just gonna, I think I'll do a variety here. I'll have some small and some... rolled, coated in cinnamon sugar and patted out, trayed up and ready for the oven. I've got my oven at 325 degrees. This is a convection oven, meaning there is a fan mechanism in the back that is constantly in rotation, circulating the air in the oven. If you do not have this feature, you want your oven at 350 degrees. So let's go all in with our cookies. I'm going to start with a timer for 5 minutes. After that timer's up, cookies are going to get rotated and switch racks in the oven. That way we're ensuring even bakes. And after about 10 to 12 minutes, they should all be ready to come out and enjoy. All right, it's been 5 minutes. My timer's just gone off. I'm gonna get these cookies rotated and swapped in the oven. They're gonna switch racks. Let's get in here. They've already expanded well. They look amazing. They smell delicious. The whole kitchen smells like cinnamon right now. Sneak peek. Just another 5 to 6 and they should be done. All right, it's been 10 minutes since our cookies first went into the oven. They should be ready to come out now. Let's go ahead, pop them open and check up on them. Ooh, just a wave of cinnamon right in the face. Oh yeah. Keep in mind, these are gonna be very tender to the touch, but they should have a very crisp exterior, much give when you poke them, but as they continue to cool, they will harden more, so they are not going to stay as soft as they are fresh out of the oven. Ooh, but these look delicious. I'm going to let these sit here and cool for a moment. That way I can remove them from the pan with ease and no threat of them breaking on me as the cookies are still warm. They'll try to flex and break on you. So just let them cool, let them harden, and be patient. All right. Our cookies are all done. Now, time for the moment of truth. That's so good. It's mildly sweet for a sugar cookie, which I prefer. I don't like super sweet treats. And I like the slight bit of saltiness that I got from my cinnamon sugar mixture, setting it all off for me. And it's a surprisingly light cookie. Well, this has been Cooking with Ken. I've got a plate of cookies to eat. You all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.